Welcome back to another episode of Ramblings in the Basement.
Welcome back.
Yes.
We
got your boy Theory.
We got Ivacito.
No, I guess I'm gonna go by not this time.
Not.
Yeah, okay.
Diego could not make it. Or Ego
couldn't make it today.
couldn't make it today. That's alright.
He'll be on the next one, don't worry.
We'll have him
He'll
next
be back.
week. Yeah. Today's topic is angels and demons. To be honest, kind of did research on angels, but we can get into demons too, I guess too. It's kind of, I feel like it's gonna branch into that anyways.
Well,
Yeah.
y'all kind of want to start with maybe archangels and then move down as
Yeah, we
could, yeah.
because it seems like we kind of know more about archangels than we really do all the other ones.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I don't know too much of it, so I'm still gonna be learning.
We don't know any about that, to be honest. But we're just talking about like personal theories and shit.
Theories, okay.
Maybe we should read the Bible for the next podcast. Like, not even on some religious, but on some
not like real shit. Like
just to learn it, just to understand what.
I honestly, I downloaded
Both
the Bible
the
app.
testimonies or just the old?
Well, both.
All of it.
Like, I think
Like, all of it.
definitely not King James's version. Definitely.
Isn't that the new?
I don't know.
I think that is.
That's
I know that's the version of the Bible where it was literally created so this
He
dude
just
could
edited
divorce and behead his
Yeah.
wife. Like, it's literally
Yeah, because
like
he just wanted to get divorced, and
So
the
he
church
changed.
wouldn't allow it, so he just started his own.
he changed
his
the
own-
fucking Bible just so he could get divorced.
What the heck?
Yeah, so definitely not that version.
So, okay, for the people that might not know, then what is the actual the Bible? So people would know which one to read.
Which version?
Yeah,
I
which
mean-
version?
I might sound a little ignorant saying this, but isn't there a version that like Jesus himself approved of? I wouldn't
I mean,
know.
yeah.
I'm not a very Christian
I'm gonna be
person.
honest, there probably is, but I don't know which one that is.
It would be the
It's
one
probably
right
been-
after the Old
It's probably
Testament,
been
right?
It's probably been edited though too.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, because it wasn't even written in English, so there are a lot of concepts
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I mean, actually, there's theories with the scroll. Or what is it, like the Dead Scrolls are part of it. You guys heard of that? Like
No, I have not.
it's like I think they're called the Dead Scrolls or something like that. It's like some scrolls that they found in like the Dead Sea a long time ago. And apparently, some people think that might be part of the Bible too. That was like cut out.
Oh, it could honestly, because like we said, it's not that. There's a lot of things that have either been rewritten or they either taken out the Bible.
Yeah, it's the Dead Scrolls.
I'm gonna look up what Bible came out after the Old Testament.
But yeah, I mean that's crazy. But we don't actually know what's actually part of the original Bible. We're just going off what.
So then the King
the
James is not
version,
even a good Bible to read.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know all that. I'm just saying.
Well, I
We
mean,
definitely don't have the original Bible.
Yeah,
the whole point is that,
people say that's the best one to read.
well, because
I don't know.
I don't know how all that works. We definitely would have to research this a lot more.
Okay.
Maybe go to Maybe we could go to Barnes and Noble or some shit here soon and go pick up a Bible, all of us, and then
Each of us get a different version.
Honestly, we could reference
that
each
would
other.
be really
Yeah.
really that would be a great idea, because if we all got different versions of the Bible, then we could all
Just,
we
like,
read the
reference,
same
yeah.
chapter, reference what's different, what got changed.
Yeah, you really
could.
could. Yeah, we could. I mean, Barnes and Noble, here we go.
Alright, but Bible studies podcast turns into
See, the Bible
studies.
in over 150 versions. This is
I know there's a lie.
yeah. I'm like trying to look up what version we should have read, and there's just
Yeah, so
read a Bible free on your phone. Okay.
just get the Bible in the app.
There's so much Bible.
So that's the problem with the internet, is like so many people can create their own versions now.
That is true. People can be like, all right, I don't like this. All right,
Edit it real quick. Like make my own version.
this is my Bible now. But it's called put it out and make people like start reading it. And people believe in it too. So it just it fucks things too. All right, well back to angels.
Right? We're getting a little off topic, but
What is this?
It just shows like what people imagine compared to what it actually is. I figured it'd be nice to see some of the descriptions as we're talking about it.
Oh, they just have people think it's like little small babies.
What they actually look like.
Oh yeah, that's actually in the video too, where he talks about why they draw them like that.
See, I find it so strange how the biblically accurate angels always have more than one animal. Yeah. And it's not even like one animal is overpowering the other. It's like they're almost like truly equal with it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy how there's something else, man. The angels, like the accurate angels.
Maybe one of us should read the Old Testament now that.
Well, they're all together in like the same Bible now.
Yeah,
the
James, the King James. It has the old. Oh, excuse me. It has the old and the new one together. It has the Old Testament, and then it has when Jesus was born, and it talks all about it. Adam and Eve. But it was called for the archangels. It was just 4, right?
7.
7.
I'll actually look that up right now.
Well, it's actually different religions say different things. Because I think in the video that I sent you guys, he said that I think the Muslims have 15.
Oh shit! True.
Archangels. I'm not sure if I'm remembering that correctly. So.
There is.
I don't want to get canceled. It's like.
Yeah. So, this is. I just looked it up. Archangels from the Bibles. Well, that's kind of sketchy from sources across the web. But there's looks like over good 20 of them, at least.
Well, like I guess in the Bible,
the Bible, I think there's only 2 that are referenced by name though, and that's Gabriel and Michael. That's the one that we know for fact. That's the 2.
That would be why they're up top too. Well, and Lucifer.
And Lucifer, yeah, but I think he got demoted from that, to be honest. I don't think he's an archangel anymore.
See, what I don't see either is Samuel in this.
It's okay, sorry. Out.
Well, wasn't it more he quit?
No. Yeah, really? It was a little bit of both, to be honest. He became rebellious against God.
So he quit, like...
yeah.
I don't think it works like that. I was kind of just being a smart ass.
That's what I was saying. It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. Because he was being rebellious, but, God was still like, you gotta get out.
It wasn't just like God picked an angel and was like, get the hell out,
Yeah, you never know.
He was just sitting there.
I mean, there's theories that what is called, people think that hell was made because knowing how Lucifer, like, supposedly Lucifer was God's, like,
right hand
man, where... Like, nobody wanted to do, like, conquer hell. It has to be, like...
I've heard that theory.
Where he sent him to do it.
Well, I've also seen things that have disproved that theory, because a lot of people are like, God created hell, not Lucifer. So what a concept a lot of people miss in that statement is just because you're the biggest inmate in the prison doesn't mean you're the warden.
That's facts, actually.
That's true.
That's facts, because I've heard that too, where, technically, the devil himself he's like the king of hell, but he's also a prisoner of hell at the same time.
So can you take over him? No.
If you gonna go to hell and take over?
No.
Well,
I'm you fucking Doom over here. Doom Slayer over here.
This thing gonna turn into Kratos and just let it rip.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, can't you try to take him over? I doubt it, but...
I mean, there's actually a legend in Mexico. I remember, were you there when we went?
I think that's kind of Michael's shout, though.
There's a Mexican legend about a firefighter that goes down to hell and he tries to extinguish the flames.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
But I don't know all the details, so I'm not even going to try to tell him that.
I think that's more like folklore than it is.
Yeah, it's like a folklore. Yeah. But it's an interesting
I mean, I thought
story.
Michael was the one that, like you said, was one of the strongest.
Michael's the one that
usually
that's the one with the statue. You see him killing the devil.
Yeah, Michael is actually the last person you want to see, because the day that God sends Michael to Earth, I'm pretty sure that's the day that Rapture begins, because that's the day that Satan broke out of hell at the same time. So
He's
when
coming to fight.
the final day is when Lucifer and Michael come to battle in our reality.
What if Michael ever loses to the devil? Like, what would happen?
God will
then?
do the extra bitch slap.
He won't say.
Yeah, no, he won't. But like, if that ever did happen, like,
You know,
imagine that. Like, you know, it's kind of like it's kind of like the enemy. You know how some people like, yeah, shut up, yeah, be quiet. But you know how sometimes they come down and they expect them to be the boss, and then out of nowhere just gets annihilated like real quick.
Yeah.
People they had like high hopes and then boom.
You're also discrediting other archangels.
Yeah, he's not
Michael
good,
is not the top dog. He is literally just the top archangel, and apparently, like, we should have probably read the Bible before we had this podcast. But if we had, from what I do understand, which is the few things I have read, which is very little, is that like Lucifer and Michael were on the same like platform and strength, or like loyal, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But Lucifer was just more beautiful in the arts and things like that, and where Michael chose more strength and like godliness and like things like that, like from what I understand. So like that's really like not even really a concept that's even there.
That kind of coincides with what's said in the video that I sent, whereas like, he kind of says that Michael is kind of like Lucifer's replacement, whereas like Lucifer was supposed to be God's right hand man, but he got sent down to hell. So it's like Michael's now, his right hand man in a way.
Ooh.
Which makes sense with the other thing that he says in the video, which is that there's theories where Michael is a cherub, which is the first angels.
Oh, like
not a cherub, a Sephron.
So like the wing eyes.
Yeah, the one that has like the 6 wings.
No, I think the archangels do actually have human appearances, because remember, humanity was based off of God's most beautiful things, and Lucifer was God's most beautiful.
They can change shapes.
They can change shapes.
Because Lucifer turns into a snake.
Well, in our world, though, you gotta remember that
they could appear differently to us.
Well, that's true, but I also kind of wonder this because we were made in God's image, right?
Yeah.
And Lucifer was God's most beautiful angel. Even God would say that, right?
Yeah.
So, in a way, we have to, in a lot of ways, look like Satan.
I guess
we could.
Because we were made in God's image, and
we don't know if we were made in his physical image.
Well, not his physical image, but I always wonder about that, because like in the Bible it very much says we were made in God's image, and we talk about how like all the archangels had some trait or beauty to them that God himself like put on the top,
Yeah.
So I wonder about that, because if you do look at the human appearances that these angels took, they very much do look like what not even like the prettiest person would look like, but your most average, well taken care of person would look like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just healthy, I guess.
Very healthy and like well taken care of, not even like pretty, if that makes sense. Like well maintained.
Yeah,
respectable in a sense, it's.
But I was gonna go back. I guess you could say. I was gonna say but there's some archangels that have like, I guess in the fourth or whatever it is, where they have like different types of heads.
Well, yeah, like we said. I guess before I think we said this before we started recording. Like the archangel is like a level, like a class. It's not like a type of angel. It's like a class of angel. So like it could be any type of angel.
Oh,
but it could be like they just reach a level,
okay,
and you become an archangel.
And the depiction I think you were talking about is the one that we have of the class under archangels.
Because actually, in the same video, they talk about how Lucifer might have been a cherub, which is the ones with the wheels. That could have been his original form.
The one with the wheels?
Yeah, like the angels, like
That would make sense.
With the rings
dude.
around him.
Oh,
Because from what I've seen, those were the ones that were more direct with humans, like with the human angels. Because I've seen one video, I don't know how true this is.
I'm not actually pull it up. No, go ahead.
Where like the people, like the angels with wings, are people that have reached enlightenment. Like at one time, they genuinely were human beings. The chariots, or the ones with wheels, are those guys' boss essentially.
Oh. And I can see, I can see how that
Because
Lucifer can convince a lot of other angels because
those are also the ones that come to get all the enlightened on Rapture. Like, have you ever seen that fucked up TikTok where it's like coming at you and it says like "Don't be afraid"?
No.
Well, it looks literally like that angel, and like that whole TikTok is essentially literally what it's supposed to look like when an angel's coming to get you before Rapture.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of. I don't know if it's odd.
Like, would it be you just see it coming out of nowhere, or do you see it?
Let me see if I can find it.
You start like you pass on, like you just see it come to you, or is it when you're sleeping? Like what?
But I pulled up the verses where I guess where the theory originates from. It's from Ezekiel. It's this part where God is talking to Ezekiel and he's asking him, or I think Ezekiel just hears his voice, is what he says. But basically, God's talking to him, and he tells him to go to like this kingdom, and to tell this king that that he's like losing his kingdom. Basically, like the theory is that this is Ezekiel telling Lucifer he's getting kicked out of heaven.
Oh.
So like, and he's getting sent to hell. There's the video.
Oh, he comes to you. He comes down and then he comes to you.
It like says "Don't be afraid" because it's kind of like, because when you hear it, it's not really scary because it's like. Because like that's like the thing about angels, is they're like not scary, but they're not like let me just like what the.
That's always the first thing they say.
I mean?
Is like, be not afraid, because like, I mean, you see that thing, you'd be terrified.
The fucking like, what the.
You mean, what is that?
He said, "Don't be afraid.
Okay.
It's okay. Okay."
So now it's gonna take me a second. So, but yeah.
I took my breath. I'm good now.
Asthma hit.
Bro actually just brings out an eyeball with your inhaler. Like, I got you, dog.
I was ready for this.
Look, trust me, I knew who I was picking up.
That's funny. But yeah, basically the theory goes that Ezekiel's talking to Lucifer. He's telling him he's getting kicked out of heaven, and he refers to him as a cherub. So that's like basically where. I mean, it's pretty solid evidence
insult,
to me.
Though?
What?
Well, could that be an insult though?
Could it? I mean,
well, because imagine in like
angel.
our world, we call people peasants as an insult.
But a cherub is a type of angel. I don't.
But the lowest class of
it's
God's angels, though.
I guess.
No, nobody is lower class.
There's still a top 3 though.
Every like the thing is too in the video, it says that nobody's overpowered. Whatever, it's just whoever's closer to God. That's it. But one could still be stronger than the other.
I still wonder if that's an insult, because you know how humanity is with like saying, like being a different type of human, still being a different type of angel could in some way form being an insult. I wonder if that's more of an insult rather than a description. But that still could be a description at the same time.
It could be, but why would God tell him to like insult a king with an angel?
So Ezekiel is another archangel, right?
Ezekiel is a prophet. He's a man. And he's just, God apparently like told him to go tell this king that he's honestly, I could just start reading it.
Okay, yeah, because I'm a little confused. Especially if it's a man. Man likes to be insulting things.
Yeah, but he's like but he's like supposedly he's like talking like on behalf of God.
We don't do that very well.
Yeah.
God should know that too.
There's a reason Exodus is another verse.
Yeah. So he says, son of man, take up lamentation upon King of Tyrus, and say unto him, thus saith the Lord God, Thou sealest up the sum full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. So he refers to him as perfect in beauty. So that's why there's a couple of clues that like point to him talking to the devil, I feel like. Or like to Lucifer.
Yeah.
He says, "Thou hast been in Eden." So he talks about him being in the Garden of Eden.
If he was,
so that gives reference to him being the snake as well.
Yeah. Then. Thou hast been in the Garden of Eden, and then he talks about stones. Every precious stone was thy covering. Sardis, Topaz, the diamond, bunch of stones he lists. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. So I guess that part people think like the holy mountain of God is like heaven. So like he was up in heaven, and now he's saying like he walks down in the midst of stones of fire. So he's getting sent down to hell. And it continues, it says, Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee. By the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God. Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay before kings that thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine inquiries, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore will I bring a fire from the midst of thee, it shall devour. So I don't know, to me that sounds like they're being straight up about it. Like it sounds like I don't know.
That's very much directed towards Satan.
Yeah, like I feel like there's not much room for interpretation there, but
once you start reading, you actually like start to, talking about the devil or Lucifer, I guess you could say.
But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thought because you never really think about like the devil actually being like one of the angels, like, and now you actually like know what type of angel he was, which makes sense if he was like the beautiful angel, because in the description of those angels, it's like the rings and the lights and all the, or like in the video he says, well, one of the descriptions is they have like a light, like a fire, and it's like different colors. Yeah. So I could see how that could be described as like beautiful.
Oh yeah, the ring ones are always very different. So if you like start to realize that they're not dangerous, I guess you could see the differences in their beauties and things like that.
So I could definitely see how that would be beautiful.
Especially with the eyes, like one could have blue eyes and white skin, and then another one could have fleshy skin and brown eyes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the fact that he mentions the stones makes sense, because in the video where they talk about the different descriptions of the angels, he mentions that that the centers are actually made of stone, like different fractured stones.
Centers?
Like the centers of the
some
the
of them also are gold.
They have like
those
ones
like look really
like
nice.
Precious stones in the center.
Oh.
So that actually kind of makes sense now. I honestly that part didn't make sense to me till now.
That also kind of explains where like hell can be associated with red. You know what I mean? Because how some of them can be fleshy in appearance. Yeah. That could explain where like, you know, the devil, if he's changing his appearance, could be like those, you know, green or blue with the, you know, the gold or diamond centers, and then when he gets casted out, that, you know, he turns into maybe one of the fleshy ones out of choice, out of like spite. Because like if someone called you like, how would I say this? When you're being like really spiteful towards someone, that you're like the most beautiful thing to them, the first thing you do is you completely destroy that image completely. Like if you want to hurt somebody, you get rid of what they love the most. And if God loved Lucifer the most, why would he not change himself in appearance out of spite?
I can see that. Just being
out of
petty.
like utter spite. Like if God himself said that Lucifer was the most beautiful thing, by destroying himself, he destroyed what God loved the most.
Ooh. Wait, so why do people say he has like with devil like gold feet and all that kind of stuff? Is it something that he can just transform into, or is it?
I don't know where that comes from, to be honest.
Wait, repeat.
Like the goat legs.
Goat legs and all that.
I think it comes from paganism and sacrificing goats and things like that. That it's not as much directly associated with Satanism as like think about all around the world, like Wendigo, Goat Man, like everything's associated with like animal things being possessed or sacrificed. That like scares humanity.
Well,
you know what I mean?
The weird part is though, the Bible talks about sacrifice too. Like,
does it?
Yeah.
I've never.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact verse, but there's this one verse where you actually have to sacrifice. There's actually two verses now that I think about it.
Didn't they have to sacrifice the goats and put the goat blood on their doors to defend their children to show their faith to God?
I don't know, but I remember there's one verse where they have to sacrifice. I think it was like a goat or something, and then there's another verse where they're like testing his faith, so he tells him to sacrifice his son. And he's like, right before he does it, like the angel shows up. He's like, you don't actually have to do it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I mean, it's still like the idea of sacrifice is still there.
Huh.
So
the goat one though. Huh.
I think it's like a goat or a sheep. I don't remember which one that one
Maybe
is. Maybe
sheep. It could be sheep.
I would have to look into that one. But I know for a fact the other one where he told him to sacrifice his son.
They say that the goat is like a bad representation.
Some people think it's like demonic. A goat,
especially the eyes.
It's the eyes. They have the sideways eyes. That's scary.
That shit is scary. It's fucking Naruto the stage mode.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, another. I was gonna.
As a pair, one goat was sacrificed, not a scapegoat, and the living scapegoat was released into the wilderness, taking with it all the sins and impurities. The concept first appears in the book of Leviticus, in which a goat is designated to be cast into the desert to carry away all the sins of the community.
So did they kill it?
No, I think they killed one, and then sent the other one out with all of the sins of their community.
Basically, let it die.
Yeah. It's like the scapegoat. I think it was like talking about in the Bible that you can't put your problems on something else or something. Maybe we really need to read the Bible.
We do.
I really wanted to.
Honestly,
this is just one paragraph of an entire thing, so we could have the concept all fucked.
Yeah, you have to have the context too.
So another thing is from Adam and Eve.
I'm sure a couple things there.
I'm sure they said it in the Bible. Like I said, I've read like parts of it, but I just don't remember it. Does it explain why? I know the devil wanted them to know knowledge. That's why they ate the apple.
He wanted to corrupt them. He didn't.
He wanted to drag other people down with him.
Yeah, he wasn't like he didn't want them to have knowledge.
In a bit again,
that was just a side effect.
On my last portion of what I said earlier, God made us in His image, right?
Yeah.
So if Satan was again trying to destroy everything that God loved, what would be the next thing after him?
That's why he was trying to ruin humans. He's trying to corrupt humans.
And he did a fairly damn good job of it. There was no need to ever live this life, right? It was supposed to be Adam and Eve and Eden just doing monkey things.
Technically, yeah, we were already here in paradise, technically.
We were already there. Satan corrupted that, so then we all needed to be tested.
And so technically, if that's the case, we are living in the world of Adam and Eve.
No. That's Eden, bro.
That's Eden.
That's the perfect place. Like you're not hungry, you don't have to sleep, no pain, things like that.
Okay.
And that's another thing. They weren't hungry. They ate the fruit out of stupidity.
And then, so what happened there? I know flood. Wasn't it the flood?
No, that's not the flood.
No. That comes way later because Adam and Eve had to come to Earth to populate and things like that. So they got kicked out of Eden too here.
There's actually a theory where remember I think we talked about this in the other episode where we were talking about how Earth could be like a prison planet. There's a theory where it's like because of Adam and Eve, we got sent to Earth as the prison. That Earth is hell technically. which is
or that this universe is maybe hell, but like
Yeah.
this planet is like maybe like the good people cell, where
So what
like they
is-
have the choice.
What is the other one where people say they go to hell? Is that like another hell?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that would, I guess, not apply to this theory. That's like this theory, I guess, would insinuate that hell doesn't like Earth is hell in this theory.
That somewhere Satan is stuck here in this universe.
But that's an
in this
interesting theory, yeah.
reality.
Actually, that means the devil is somewhere here on Earth, according to that theory.
I can believe that because he owns
I
a
mean,
lot
that
of
would
shit.
that explain why he controls like the entertainment industry.
Music.
That would also
Music.
also go into the statement of he's not in control. He's simply the biggest prisoner here because we all got to die someday. So
Yeah.
he can't control anybody forever.
That is true.
That also
But that's why
leads
that's-
into reincarnation,
but-
how you can't escape hell.
Yeah,
But that's the thing
actually,
is,
it does.
that's the thing that sometimes they be selling their souls to the devil. So
Yeah,
is that what
signing
you
a
just-
contract for
You
a
do that-
lifetime
Prisoners do that
agreement.
shit all the time. Prisoners be like, "All right, I'll sell you my rations, and then
Yeah.
and then you protect me," or some shit like that. It's the same thing. Just because you can sell your soul to him doesn't mean that doesn't make him a warden.
no, I know. What I'm saying is, how does that affect the whole situation? Like, I guess.
Well,
the person-
I think he brought a good point with reincarnation, whereas like the idea of reincarnation is if you lived a good life, you move up in I
You-
guess
you
in the
continue.
cosmic whatever.
If you did not
World.
complete your task in life, or feel that your life was worth nothing, or that you didn't learn anything for the greater scheme of things, people believe that you are reincarnated.
So technically the goal is to not be reincarnated. So every time you're reincarnated is because like you still got more to do. Like more
You
learning,
didn't
more
do
learning.
everything you should have with your life.
So it's like you're reincarnated, you gotta like I guess wisen up, learn,
You
become a
gotta
better
take the
person.
test again.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like you retaking the test, which is an interesting theory that you brought up, like with the devil. He's like being stuck in here because he's stuck with his corrupt ways. Like he doesn't want to change, so he just keeps being reincarnated into this world.
Or even worse, that maybe he is just bound by the same laws of our reality outside of not being able to die. Or get caught.
I don't know, man. It's an interesting theory. We can't prove any of this, but you want to take a break?
Yep. Alright, guys. We'll be right back. Podcast break. Boom.
So I need to make a small correction. Honestly, it's kind of a big correction. Apparently,
After the break.
I fucked up. So, the cherubs that we talked about, Lucifer being, that's not the ones with the wings. Those are the thrones.
Really?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cherubs are the ones with the three heads, with the ox head and the lion head and the human head. So, my bad. Making that correction right now.
I was about to say, like Lucifer is many things,
I mixed
but
them
a
up.
sack of wheels, I don't know about that one.
So yeah, there's that angel, then there's Seraph.
I don't want to say sack
Seraphs.
of wheels in a
Seraphs,
fucked up
which is
way,
the ones
but
with
my
like
boys out there
the
looking
6
like
wings,
Saturn
one that covers their
eyes.
face, one that covers their legs, and then
Yours.
like
Yeah.
it's just their wings.
Seraph is
Seraph.
that's the one that Michael is.
Ooh.
Is a Seraph.
And then what it's called, there's another one I think starts with a V. I was just looking at it, and it's that angel is the one with, like, you can't do, it doesn't have a physical form.
The virtues.
Yeah, the virtues. There you go.
They don't
Yeah.
have physical form,
No.
so what do you
Oh,
see?
so the virtues.
Do you
Those
see a
are.
light. That's all you see.
I don't know. I don't know
Maybe
if you
you
can actually
just
see
hear
it.
him.
But the virtues is
The
like I don't know if you
voice.
guys have heard like the actual like the 7 virtues of like church, but it's basically the idea behind them is that these angels actually like directly help people. So like the virtues are like I don't even remember them, but it's like wisdom is one of them. It's like during like times of like when you need like wisdom, like that's like it's technically like the virtue helping you.
Basically,
It's like with wisdom.
like yo, you need this type. Like,
Yeah, and
he's
supposedly
he's
yeah.
like touching your head, like this is what you need.
Well, then maybe they're more like a feeling because there's something that can come to us at any time.
Yeah, That could go back to like what we were talking about in the other episode about like frequencies.
See, I wonder then if maybe like the whole reason we have separate senses is because different angels exist in those senses, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense because like at the same time, on the flip side is like the demons. That also affects your senses.
And that would also make sense why they go after our favorite, which is sight.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many blind people you hear talking about experiencing paranormal shit? Let's be real now.
So they wouldn't be able to identify it if it was though. So if you're blind, you wouldn't know it if it was because you're just hearing a sound. So you don't know if that's a ghost or if that's someone there that you just don't know because you can't see.
That's crazy. That's I don't know. Maybe that's why dogs are and like cats and everything, any type of animal.
They pick up more. Yeah, they have
because it's less on their sight, but more on their smell and their sounds too. But they can see as well. Well, and that's another reason.
You think that's why like
apparently demons smell.
I heard that. I forgot who told me this.
Demons smell. They smell like rotten bodies or rotten eggs or rotten food.
Rotten body. Like rotten flesh.
Like rotten anything though. Like apparently like you can smell a demon. Like
like what's it called? I don't know if this like I heard this one someone told me about this. Like basically this one scientist was so crazy about like seeing what dogs can see. So like he managed to do like some crazy operation to put on his eye, and apparently like he wasn't the same ever since because he was seeing things that
he put dog eyes in his eye.
Yeah, like in one of his eyes.
Oh, just one of them.
Yeah, so like when he closed his other eyes, just like that's all he saw.
It's like, do you guys see that?
Basically,
you guys see that?
I don't know if it's true, but like, cause one of my friends told me, I was like, "Yo, that's crazy if that actually did happen."
Well, that would be true because if y'all ever heard about like a mantis shrimp, those shrimp that punch, they can literally see in infrared. Right, so if you ever seen infrared, like look through infrared goggles, that's what they see. So could you imagine trying to look at like not us, but our fucking heat signatures right now? Yeah, like, you wouldn't see me. You would see my body temperature.
Yeah, we talked about that in another episode too, where we're basically light bulbs. Yeah. We're literally just light bulbs.
We're just source of energy.
But back to what I was gonna say earlier. Have you guys seen the Adventure Time episode where the plot's kind of irrelevant, but the episode's about Finn and Jake. They break into Ice King's castle, and they find out that his castle is overrun by like spirits. And I feel like that's what you remind me of, to be honest, because it's like he refers to them as the wizard eyes, where he said he could see only the Ice King could see the spirits, and it's just like that. Like he just sees all the spirits like floating around and shit. So that's looking what is like what you reminded me of when you said that. So I feel like that's what they're seeing, the dogs and shit. Like when
they have that eye, they're like, oh, they see everything. That's like that freaked him out. So he wasn't the same ever since. He wanted to get back his other eye, but I think he like was so scared that he just like got rid of it.
It's crazy.
I don't know, but
I've seen things where apparently they're colorblind, but like they still have like pretty like good sight, but not when it comes to like. So they can see things, but they still have like bad sight kind of thing. Like
basically they see things and then identify it with the smell because that's how good their smell is.
But like the thing that always got me is they're literally colorblind. Like apparently dogs can only see black and white. But then I've also seen other studies where it's like they can identify different colors, but like only some of the smartest dogs do.
Well, they might be able to identify. I was gonna say they might be able to identify different colors, like grayscale shades.
Maybe. I wonder because I have noticed that like dogs will like notice things that are coming way before they should be. You know.
Yeah, not for sure. They
like my neighbor had a dog
that senses.
A month or two before her husband died, the dog like never was a lap dog, would try to sit in his lap. They had the dog. Yeah, they had the dog for like 7 years. Was never a lap dog, and a month before the fucking dude died, like right after, like dog became like was a couch lap dog kind of thing.
It's crazy.
And that was the dog he would take out hunting with him.
So it was definitely that connection that he knew that his own he was wrong. There was something going on.
Well,
with his body.
The creepy part about that is he wasn't sick because like I've seen dogs sense shit when they're sick.
Well, wait, how did you?
And diabetes, yeah, like you're right. Because when my grandma got diabetes and cancer, whenever her blood sugar would get low, the dog would grab a mouthful of dog food and come put it on her lap.
Damn.
That's awesome.
She's
How
like,
dogs can do what they can do. Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why they're men's best friend, bro.
I also don't know because it was a lab, and labs are just built like that.
I don't know. It's crazy because I feel like dogs can like hear when like your blood rate goes up or something like that. Like, because sometimes I'll be chilling in my room, and it's like I won't even say anything, but I'll be like playing games, and it's like I get like something that gets intense, like I'm about to die or some shit. Like I can feel like my heart rate going up, but I'm not saying anything. And then my dog's like comes in, like burst in. I'm just like, how the fuck did you know? It's like, but she just every time she like feels it, she just
like
senses
when the adrenaline
it.
Starts rushing.
Yeah, like I feel like my adrenaline
like,
coming.
and then she's like,
shit.
yo, you
She's
good?
like, shit,
You
shit.
good? Yeah, I'm
It's
good.
like I'm about to die or something. Like I'm about whatever.
It's like a horror game. You getting
Yeah,
chased.
getting chased down or some shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Stop running. I ran out of stamina. I can't run no more.
We should put your dog in
Turn around,
VR.
look behind you. Oh, shit, he's right behind me.
Yvonne, we should put your dog in VR one time.
Dude said VR glasses for dogs.
Ever running around the house with the goggles on.
She wouldn't be able to in the whole house because like it's only like a perimeter.
Then if I get the whole thing,
You guys seen that meme?
You can't do the whole house, but you can at least do the whole living room, the big surroundings.
I can walk around and be like, all right, let me get this, let me get this.
You guys seen that meme with the cows? Cows with VR.
Cows in VR.
So just say we got them open pastures. Let's say VR. So let them roam. Free roam.
Apparently it has, apparently it has huge mental effects.
Yeah.
Though. I read that. Like the cows, they would put
these.
these on like angry ass bulls, and they'd just be straight chilling because it got rid of like all the like buildings, all the other cows. Like they were just by themselves in this big green field, and they'd go from trying to kill everything in sight to just straight chilling and eating their hay.
I mean, it makes sense.
Crazy.
It makes sense. Like they're more simple minded than like humans, so I feel like it's easier to trick them into like believing that it's real. Like
You know that can produce a lot of good meat too, because apparently like they'll like
It helps with
it
the
does,
Kobe
yeah.
production or whatever that shit was called too.
it will definitely produce some good wagyu and everything. Because
Wagyu.
that's how it is. They actually treat their cows so good and like they pamper them. You know, they pamper them to nice death. You know, and then it's for our like delicious. Like it's just great.
Because it mixes the fat with the muscle. They
Well,
never
man,
have to
they-
use their fat or muscle, so you can literally massage like all the
The
pieces inside in with each other, and it doesn't hurt them because they never use any of their muscle or fat to do shit.
that's crazy, but yeah, I mean that kind of brings up like the idea from like the Promised Neverland. Remember that?
Oh, bro.
Where it's like,
it's still continuing. I haven't continued, but like I heard this game real
but
good.
yeah, it's. I mean, it's
Wait,
kind of
which
like
one?
brings.
With the little kids?
Yeah,
little kids.
remember
I
that show?
haven't seen the second season.
I haven't seen it either, but
Wait,
basically,
how far do you guys get to?
I just finished the first season.
Yeah.
Which,
Little
like-
kids escaped.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's
Alright, that's all.
Yeah, so I mean,
So we all knew on. If we could all start this.
we don't have to spoil it for Ronnie. I don't know if he's one of them.
No, I'm not much of a TV guy, to be honest.
All right. Well, basically, it's a show about like these little kids. They're growing up in an orphanage,
Yeah.
and they slowly start discovering that they're actually being raised on a farm to be fed to like these aliens.
What
Aliens or
demons?
Yeah, there's like
yeah.
demons. It's a pretty interesting show.
Basically,
what?
you think it's the whole orphanage kind of innocent thing, like oh the nanny's taking care, it's just so loving, and then you find out their names are numbers. They don't even have names really because like so they gave each other names, and their numbers and that's a serial number basically. It's that like
They have
tattoo
they
on
have
their
like
neck.
on their neck. They have like a serial number tattoo.
And they have a tracker on them, like basically how they do here at cows and stuff, you know.
Oh shit.
So it's like
crazy.
basically a human corporation, like for meat and.
It gets a little crazy when they start like trying to outsmart each other too.
Yeah, like basically in that in this show is basically what was it about? Like basically the higher IQ,
The better taste.
Yeah, because it's the brain. So it's like the smarter they are, like the better tasting it, like the better quality.
And-
I guess their meat was.
You know how
Oh.
fucked up it is because they'll test you, and if you do bad on the test, you get adopted.
So you get sold off first. They save the best meat for last.
Yeah, so they want to age you to 13 because 13 is like the prime. That's their Wagyu basically.
Oh, that's scuffed.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's crazy. So they're over here like cheering for them, like, yay, she's gonna get adopted. They're all happy because they don't know
the
what
meat grinder.
Yeah, and then what's it called? Well, she left her doll, and that's the one thing she loved.
That's the whole thing that kickstarted it.
Yeah, and then basically she was trying to return it. Those two kids, like basically like
she forgot her doll, so like let's go give it to her.
So they go chase her, follow her, and everything, and they end up finding out that she just got killed.
So what, did they like literally find her in like a meat grinder or something?
No, they see her.
They find her dead.
They see mom, and then like, oh, she's over here. They're about to give it to her. So they see like aliens.
They hear them talking about it.
They're talking about it, and then they look inside the back. She's mutilated, dog. Like everything, like she's destroyed, like eaten apart. Damn. And then they're over there. They're like, oh my god, they're in shock. And then they start hearing the conversation saying like, this is garbage. This was like the worst human I ever ate. Like, I thought you had good quality meat, brains and stuff. And then imagine that they're hearing this for the first time, thinking they're getting adopted.
Damn.
And then they find out they're leaving, so they start hiding underneath the truck. And then what's it called? They're over here holding their breath. The girl's about to freak out, but the guy's like, "Yo, chill, shh," And then they're like, "I smell something." Start going searching for looking for it, and then they with the cover. But then something happened. They leave, and that's literally how they lead up. That's the first episode, bro.
Damn,
I'm just like,
it's a really good show.
I'm after that.
It's so good. Like after that, literally everything I just described is just literally the first episode.
Yeah.
It's that good.
It's like only like 12 episodes, 13, I think. Or is it a 24 one?
See, I also don't know how I always feel about shows like that. Like, I'm probably about to get a lot of heat on your podcast.
That got me into that shit.
I'm probably about to get a lot of heat on your podcast for this statement. But, like, them shows that just be taken off right at the start. Like, I tried watching Attack on Titan. And I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. Like, I'm getting to know some of the characters and everything. Yeah. And then, like, have y'all ever seen Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
You can't get attached to the characters.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, what do you want to watch it? Like, if I wanted to watch some shit like this would be, no one's a protagonist, right? Yeah. Like, the minute that show started, like, yep, I'm just going to throw a Titan and everyone dies. Like, and it's kind of like those kind of shows are just like, to me, it's
I got bored of it.
It's like, dude, this is just like that Walking Dead cannon fodder. We're going to kill this guy so we can bring in this guy, but then next episode, this guy's going to die so we can bring in this guy.
And then plot twist, he was never dead, he came back.
Yeah, but then that guy was the guy that tried to kill him. Like, that kind of shit.
It gets tiring, bro.
Yeah, it really
does. I mean, if you're into the show and you've been watching every single time it dropped, then it's more interesting. But if it's something you can binge is like, it's not the same.
But, I mean, like, sometimes. Supposedly, like, it gets into, like, deeper shit, no?
It does. I heard it gets really good. So
like, it gets into, like, deeper, like,
whatever concepts. I saw is okay.
Dude, I just tried to give it a shot, but that female Titan, it literally looked like me when he ate Jaeger's mom. So I started geeking, because it looks like me with the long brown hair and the eyes. So I just started dying. I was like, bro, get fucked.
Tasty.
With my long ass brown hair, I was just dying.
While he's over here getting PTSD.
The thing about the Attack on Titan too is that if you really notice it, or if you really watch it, and you watch the newer episodes, or just like the episodes above, you notice like little things that they like describe, where they go back saying
they reference like old shows,
or
like old
episodes. I'm like, yo, and I go back watching. I was like, oh shit, you can tell like,
that's pretty.
Actually,
that's
what
nice.
That's what I try to do though with those kind of animes. I try to figure out what's going on, what's actually happening. I try to make things.
Keep going back and forth.
Yeah, I try to make things. I
kind of like when they do things like that, where it's like
they're just animes that do it well on that. But there's other animes that do make it confusing.
Yeah.
But I like it when it's like you could tell it's like well written. And it's like
when it's executed perfectly.
And like you could tell it's like I don't know. Personally, I love it when you're like looking at it, you're like, damn, they were planning this shit from the beginning. Like you realize you're like from the beginning, this shit was planned the whole time.
Yeah, like
that's just
like,
crazy.
You're like in the middle of war, you're like, oh shit, but then they start explaining a little recap, but they don't tell you the whole thing. And then you get to the situation where like, wait, wasn't this in like in the first episode?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, so this is how they get here, dude.
Yo,
what the
it's
fuck?
crazy when it's long term, but when they do that shit like in short term,
Mhm.
like for example, like I personally fucking loved Naruto when they would do Shikamaru's episodes, like his fights,
Yeah.
because that dude he'd be doing like all this shit, and then out of nowhere you realize he has this whole plan, and he just fell right into his trap.
Especially
He was
when he does that with Tamari.
Yeah,
in the
I
training
fucking
exam.
loved that fight.
He's over here doing that little set like movie does, focusing, and then boom.
I loved that fight, man.
this is what had me so geeked.
Every it's a game of chess basically.
Yeah.
You gotta be like steps ahead.
I
of
love
the enemy.
that, man, because he's just like
That's what the art of war
finding
is.
out.
Chess is so fun too to play.
It is.
I feel like
Honestly, I liked all his
chess
fights.
based off of war.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
I mean, the knights, right?
I mean, I
It's
just
not
feel like
really
it's,
based off of warfare as it is like kind of mimic the idea that like
Strategy.
cavalry
Yeah.
would be good in this kind of situation where like forts could be built like this kind of thing. So it's not like really mimicking war, but it's like forcing you to use strategy. I
For
guess.
me, I at least what I thought was chess was just a show if you know how to like make strategize or think ahead and like
It's probably like strategizing war.
yeah. So who's like I guess good at it, who's better.
because I'm only bringing that up because also gonna play that one thing with Shikamaru, and he told him like this is basically
Oh, yeah.
how it is. Like you always gotta be protecting the king, which in that case was the Hokage.
That's basically like chess too.
Mm-hmm.
I've played that game too. I played it a couple times.
You actually played it?
Yeah, it's pretty similar to chess.
That's
Is it really?
I'll actually I want to try to play that. Learn
Shogi.
how to play.
Shogi, yeah, Shogi. That's
Shogi,
what
there you
it's
go.
called.
Yay. Shit.
Well, yeah, I was trying to figure out what it was called.
I
I
forgot.
didn't, I didn't know what it was
Uh,
called. That's why I didn't mention it. But yeah, Shogi, good.
yeah.
Good shit.
See, that's other shit we could do if you got your camera. Because, like, they could be playing shogi, we could be playing chess, and then we'd be, like, talking at the same time.
Right. All right. You won. All right. Yeah, he won too. All right. Switch. You're versus this person.
I could be reading the Bible in the background, and, like, fact-checked anything y'all were saying.
shouting back scriptures.
Actually, what you said, Yvonne, was wrong. It's actually, this was what happened.
Chapter 8 in Moses, like, whatever the numbers were. Your statement was false. But it's okay, God will forgive you.
That's what it says on these
If you go back a couple chapters, it's okay. Look, we're covered here.
It's okay. Mistakes will be forgiven. So,
It's okay. Dude, that was okay.
Wait.
Okay.
yeah.
So we're talking about back to angels. So,
Yeah, and demons too. We could talk about demons.
yeah, I mean,
It's
demons
the
is crazy.
same. It's a similar
Yeah,
concept. I
don't
feel like.
feed into their
I mean,
shit.
to be honest, at the end of the day,
Yeah, so Felix.
demons come from angels because if you actually like read into the Bible, demons came from like the angels that fell from with Lucifer, because Lucifer didn't fall from heaven by himself.
Yeah, because he basically the army that he had
Yeah,
that was going against other. It basically was angel versus angel kind
yeah,
of war.
because it says
whoever
a
helped
third.
him out.
It says a third of the angels fell.
Yeah, that's still
Oh,
good.
That's a good amount.
I guess it makes sense if you watch like Demon Slayer 2. You know how they
Bro, why you
Wait,
keep
be
bringing
quiet.
up anime?
Because the anime has things that could go with
Anime is
the-
going to deep
Yeah.
concepts.
If we go
But like,
about anime, I got a bunch of them.
but I'm saying like in Demon Slayer, you know how there's like we were talking about earlier, like you know how the devil is just a prisoner instead of being like the like source or whatever, like the,
Yeah,
So like I guess in Demon Slayer, I guess the same way too, because they have people can make demons or do whatever, and they people like the demons roam around themselves and everything like that. But there's always like other higher ones that are stronger than them, and like or they're the ones who created them, and it just
Like
Yeah.
ranks.
ranked. I guess it's just like it spreads out more and like just like
There's
ranked,
always
like,
a
higher.
king.
No,
Yeah.
I guess there is always
That's,
a king.
that's always
but-
the ranks. There's always going to be a king of each realm, and basically that's where Lucifer is.
Well, not
He's
necessarily.
basically a king
'cause
down there.
God's the one that made,
This is what we were
Hell.
talking about earlier too. Yeah.
right? So just because you get sent to prison and you're the strongest prisoner and you're in control of all the gangs, It doesn't mean you're the warden or the governor of the state.
So you're still a prisoner at the end of the day.
The warden, Michael, is still in control of what happens with Satan, and then warden still.
As long as he's not interrupting you can bitch every single one.
I mean,
you want, basically.
Well, but that's
you can't leave.
Like,
but the thing is, you can't leave.
Yeah, they're not leaving. Basically, he's the warden, and then the warden's always afraid of getting fired, right? Because he's doing a bad job.
Well, no, he wasn't sent
he's
there
not
on
a warden.
good terms.
He's a prisoner too.
He's a prisoner too. He was cast to hell, He's just the
big. He's just the
He
biggest
actually
guy.
read a verse where it was because he was pronounced a sinner, not even someone that disagreed with God, but a sinner.
Yeah.
That he was casted away.
I still stand that though. Like, as long as he's not being told to stop.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he's still running hell. He's still running hell, but he can't leave. He's still a prisoner.
Until someone wants to go up to him and then.
Until rapture.
That's what I was talking about.
He said that's where I come in. You about talking about can someone come in and take over?
Yeah, basically someone else come in.
Yvonne was on some Kratos shit earlier. He was like, I'm gonna go and take it over.
Some fucking Doomslayer. About to come in with a chainsaw.
That's basically what it is. I mean,
theoretically,
just going like.
I mean, I feel like I guess you could, if you wanted to, but I don't think that'd be easy. He's a pretty powerful guy.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, who's really stepped up to him?
I mean, keep in mind he was God's right hand man, so exactly. he's powerful.
Exactly.
What he gonna do? Just immediately everything goes black, and you're
that's
just
why, like in every single back to anime, if there's even any Lucifer,
that could make
he's
sense
like
though.
Powerful as fuck.
Wait, you know how we're talking about the goat feet? You know how he always covers his the wings cover his feet. What if they give?
No, that's the Sephrons.
No. Is it?
Oh yeah. Because
what are you talking about?
The cherubs are the ones that have the different heads.
Yeah. What was their feet?
Do they cover their feet too? I don't know.
I don't know.
Or do they have goat feet?
That's what I'm saying. If that's the case, then
that would make sense. I don't know.
Makes sense.
But to be honest, they shapeshift too. They could change to their appearance to you. Oh, we were talking about the different type of angels. There's different types.
So what were you guys agreeing and disagreeing on right now?
So back to what kind of like the verse that we read. This is the reason that I read the verse was because some people think that Lucifer was a cherub because of the verse. Honestly, it pretty much says it. Like, honestly, I don't think you could really dispute it.
Literally, like was
he literally calls him a cherub. But I guess the only dispute that you can make is that he's not talking to the devil, but he kind of seems like he is.
Yeah, well, there kind of is really no like. What other angel would he be smoking that hard that would be worth a Bible verse?
Yeah, because he talks to like a king technically, and he tells him that he's getting kicked out of the mountain of God, which is like heaven. He's getting sent down to like to flames to like
Oh, and in the verse,
so basically, someone higher than his brother.
In the verse, he also talks about how beautiful this angel was, which is the biggest factor that it is Satan, because who was God's most beautiful angel?
Yeah. And he was in the Garden of Eden.
He talks about him being in the Garden of Eden, which was the only people in the Bible that are technically in there is God, Adam and Eve, and then the devil or Satan.
And then on top of that, so like the only beautiful angel.
So he saw Eve?
Yeah, so hold on, look at it this way. How many beautiful ass angels have been to Eden, have pissed off God, and then been referred to as a king of some sorts?
And also it mentioned him being like of artistic too, or like
being fine in the arts or something like that.
Yeah, so I feel like that's related to like
no other angel matches all those descriptions.
So yeah, so I think it definitely was him.
Okay.
So, but then back to what you asked was where we're saying that we
were discussing what type he was.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Earlier, we're thinking, and this is what he was saying before when we first started the podcast again, was that he mistakenly thought the I don't know what their names.
Yeah, I confused the cherubs with the thrones,
With the thrones,
which is the ones that the wheels. You know, like those angels with the wheels spinning around them.
Okay.
Those are the ones that have like the fire and all that. Which I guess goes back to me not knowing what the fuck the stones meant. Because I don't know what the fuck those stones meant in the verse then.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Because I thought I was
those
referring
stones
to the angel.
Because they'd be referring. Because wasn't it like weren't Adam and Eden sitting on stones when he convinced Eve to go
Were they?
eat the apple?
I don't know that much about that. Like you
I
said,
don't
like
know.
you've said already, we definitely need to read the Bible because we don't.
Oh,
fucking know.
hey, you need to do this with us. So at some point, all four of us are going to Barnes and Noble, and we're getting different versions of the Bible to read.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4 volumes type shit.
No, like different versions. So like King James, the Jewish version.
Yeah, each of us is
Like
gonna get
Oh,
different.
the
okay.
Hebrew version, like whatever.
Jewish and Hebrew
and
is the same.
so I'm not. This is what we're trying to learn. So
To see which ones
Yeah,
are kind
like-
of both the same. Kind of like,
and what
okay, then
changes? Like what? Well, not even what
what's
just
different from
changes.
each thing?
What could be?
Which is the same from each?
Well, what could be language differences, right? Because sometimes they talk about like, oh, a winged beast, and then in the next version, it's just like an eagle, right?
Yeah.
And that's obviously a language barrier there.
Yeah, because a winged beast can be like
An eagle,
an eagle, or it can be
a fucking dragon.
Exactly.
Like so. There's like we're kind of doing it for those kind of differences, if that makes sense, to figure out what got changed by man or what got
So
changed by
we're all
language.
gonna read a different version, and then we're just gonna compare, I guess.
How many versions are there?
150.
Yeah.
150 different versions.
Of course,
that's documented
Abrahamic
ones, to be
faith, I
honest.
believe. I
Those-
think it
those are
said
the ones-
150 of Abrahamic faith.
Those are the ones that are documented. I feel like people could just start their own too.
Yeah, we're not even talking about what might have gotten burned. Because wasn't the burning of Troy's libraries
Oh yeah,
after
that was pretty bad.
that was
Wait, so
after
there was a
death?
lot more.
You know how many
Yeah.
libraries that how many times the Greeks or the Romans had profound libraries of everything going on in the world and the shit got burned?
So then they have to rewrite it like
They had to
as
rewrite it or they
remember?
lost it, yeah.
Basic. So damn that, and then that's a lot of like
Well, think about
blank spaces because you're just over here like not really knowing what happened, but a guess of what because you're writing what you just remember.
Think about in South America how the Spanish came and the first Spaniard that ever set foot in South America talked about the glorious cities and the massive gold empires that the Aztecs and the Mayans and the Incas had.
Oh, yeah,
100 years later,
what's it
Spaniards came over, they couldn't find shit. They thought he was lying. Well, then now around our time, some of the deforestation, motherfucker wasn't lying. Something they had brought smallpox over. Everyone fucking died, and the forest grew over top of it. It's only being found today.
It's called
So basically,
El Dorado, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
what they
a lot
called
of
it.
that.
El
And,
Dorado.
and
El
they
Dorado.
are confident that
So,
the
like-
biggest Aztec and Mayan cities are still yet to be found.
I can see that.
Yeah, they
so
used
they
to have
can
a lot of
so they
gold.
can probably have like literally just find like
A city the size of Manassas just sitting under a jungle.
full of gold,
made of gold, bro.
made of gold.
Made of gold.
What the?
You don't think it could be on like under tunnel
Swear.
too?
It
Some
could
like
be,
city of Atlantis.
Well,
type
you got to
shit?
think the only time it's ever been documented, a guy came back and swore he saw all this, and more people came back 100 years later after they found it. They couldn't find it, and then now that Hispanic nations are developing, and now that they're deforesting places, they go, "Hey, yo, we could use America to put a Walmart there. Let's fucking take those street outs. Oh my God, there's a fucking Mayan temple right here, like literally."
What? So they're literally excavating parts that they didn't think of.
Yeah,
excavating.
and there's just a bunch of
And
Mayan and Aztec
You know that
shit
reminds me.
sitting
There's
there.
actually this one story that in Mexico that actually happened. That this guy was like, it was one of those places that, yeah, this guy was like you said, I'm gonna want to build a gas station here,
Yeah.
and then the guy's like, hey, I'm gonna pay you to excavate this shit. He's like, all right, bet. He's over here excavating, and then he apparently finds a barrel full of just gold.
True.
So then when he found that shit, he didn't finish his job. He just left with that barrel. And then the guy just thinking that he just left his job. He's like, hey, you owe me this shit. Probably left like 3 gold coins and he just did. Like,
Yeah.
imagine that, bro. Like, this man just found that shit and just did.
Well, and
Yeah.
it makes sense because where's the biggest jungle in the world? South America. Like, these people are literally we're living right where, like, the most dense forest in the world is right now. And the saddest thing is because you remember that first guy I was talking about?
They could be billions.
They brought smallpox, so it makes even more sense because entire families and tribes just dropped to
Died, yeah.
disease. And who was going to be there to take care of them? Everyone in the fucking village had it.
Yeah. They didn't even know how to cure it or anything. You can't really do much
Spain,
about it.
Spain brought it, right?
Spain brought it, yeah. And that's what gives even more further proof that the guy that swore he saw the cities was telling the truth, because all these bodies they find that show that they died of disease. And the people on his ship had smallpox on the way over. It's actually kind of sad. Because it wasn't even really like, you think about the Spaniards, how they invaded
And
and destroyed
so
it.
beautiful.
It was the smallpox they
And
brought
they
that really
killed-
destroyed them.
they killed them.
Cities wiped out, like not even to be found today. Just
Yeah.
wiped out due to smallpox.
That's crazy. You
The-
can't do
the
shit
thing about
about
it-
it.
Yeah.
They have an estimate of how many bodies or how many people died off of smallpox. That's just at their knowledge. They're still like they're saying like if there's like as many cities, imagine the population of that didn't really count in
Like,
in
they
other
haven't found,
countries and
yeah.
everything. Like just whatever is like body counts that they have now, those are just really estimates. They're not really exact numbers.
And so, like, think about our area, right? It kind of makes sense because imagine if COVID was everything they hyped it up to be, and then so we just all had it and we dropped. The swamp and the forest would take all this land back over. You know what I mean? Over 300, 400 years.
Yeah, that is true. Feels like Mother Nature will always conquer back.
Question is like, do you think they'll keep that, or do you think they'll just like keep it?
Oh, no.
undercover?
There's, like, legal things that, like, the world has agreed to that any ancient civilization that, like, no longer stands, you can't get rid of the shit
Okay.
that they had built.
So they can do like fix it up and do for like take
Yeah,
everything
they'll
out,
take
clean
all
it
the
up.
trees out,
They'll
they'll
probably turn it into a
landscape it,
tourist
but the
location.
building will stay there. And
Yeah,
for
yeah.
obvious
Yeah,
reasons.
they probably would, but like in a way that would actually preserve
Yeah.
because that's what technically the place is. It's like they end up making the
I mean,
Because of the moss,
Agreed.
water buildup, that sometimes, like some of these buildings,
Yeah.
it's all the erosion. Well, if you could put gutters on top of it to keep
Yeah.
it from eroding, maybe we might want to put gutters on
Yeah.
the temple.
Yeah.
No, but speaking of like excavating, that kind of reminded me of another story. I guess wrapping it back to the topic about
Yo, my sister just texted me this, and apparently this just happened. So, could someone look this up?
oh, true.
I like it. How do y'all feel about making that the topic of conversation?
Wait, go ahead first.
But there's this I don't know how true this is either, but apparently there's this group of excavators that was they're excavating like really deep, and they claim to have found dug deep enough to find hell. Like they said they were able to hear like demonic laughing.
In Russia, I heard that.
Was it in Russia?
It was in Russia.
Yeah.
They heard the screams, and then there's several stories. Strange men in strange suit said suits came by and closed the whole operation down, and told them if any of them spoke about it, like there would be consequences, and it later told to their grandkids. And then the other theory is like
Wait,
they heard the screams, and some of the screams sound like family members that they hadn't heard from in a really long time, so they left, like everyone just quit.
what was it?
It was like a hole. Like they just dug a hole to hell, basically.
They just what it was like, so you know how like everyone was doing the space race because this was
Mhm.
actually happening in the Cold War. Russia was like, well, if we're not going to win the space race, let's do the opposite. So they like started digging down to see how far they could dig, and at some point they could hear screamings coming back up the hole.
Damn.
Scary. That actually
And I'm gonna look.
that
This
might
up.
have
It's been a
something
while.
to do with the Hollow Earth theory too, though. There's some theories where there's civilizations living inside of Earth.
It could just be them.
like the lizard people.
It could, yeah, it could be lizard people.
The Well to Hell is an urban legend regarding a putative borehole in Russia, which is reportedly drilled so deep that it broke into hell. It is the first attest in England. Wait, what? Never mind. Why did they dig? Soviet scientists wanted to learn more about our planet's outermost crust layer, called the crust, to understand how the crust was formed and how it evolved.
All right, you guys want to see something?
Oh, these are the strange sounds that they've recorded.
Oh, is they actual recordings?
Yeah. Let's see.
I like it. Sounds like fire. Like
I don't really hear any screams.
It does sound like a
It's
form
freaky.
of burning, though.
yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like fire.
I just hear the screechy noise.
Yeah, screech.
Try to skip ahead.
Oh no, because then we'll skip over. It's only a minute.
Oh. Sounds like it's picking up. That's it.
What I find so strange, though, is why do the frequencies change?
Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird frequency.
yeah.
It was just like playing the whole time.
Alright, well, you want to see the video
Well,
then?
apparently the scream is a myth, but that's an actual sound that the station reported out.
This is Will Smith and Chris Brown.
Oh,
Chris Brown.
or Chris.
Chris Rock.
Chris
Rock.
Rock, I mean.
Shock.
Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win.
Did this happen today, like right now?
I think so.
He is praying.
Because it was like 45 minutes ago.
Please, Lord.
Let me put it up.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Wait, go back.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Nah.
For what?
Wow, dude.
Oh.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
Huh. Dude, it looks so fake though.
That does not look fake.
That didn't look fake.
You did it?
And Chris Rock was just cool about it because he did not respond at all.
He kept it professional as fuck.
Yeah, he did. He really did. He kept his cool. I'll give
It was a bad joke. I will give Will that, though. You don't kind of just go on stage and then start talking about somebody's wife.
I mean, but that's what he does though. He's a comedian.
I mean, did I miss the joke? Well,
Like she said, G.I. Joe, but G.I. Jane or something.
what's that? What's that joke?
I don't know, like cause your hair's short.
Oh, I don't know. There's
I don't know,
always
maybe-
been a
maybe
lot of
there's
shit
more
because you know how
content.
Jada.
I don't know. The reason why
Jada did something
I
out of
feel
it.
like the reason why I say it's fake is like he puts his head out and then he starts to smile. And
Because he's keeping it professional.
I'm talking about Will.
He don't smile.
Yeah, he did.
No, I don't know.
He
Sounded kind of mad.
Yeah,
No,
No.
Why when he went
Look.
up, he was smiling like, being all friendly, but
About
then
to
smacked
smack.
the shit out of him like, nigga, what the fuck?
I mean, he was laughing at first.
Yeah, but if you look when Will was laughing at first, Jada's mouth dropped.
Yeah, I saw. She
So
was mad.
there's a big difference in what Will might have been.
He thought it was. He probably
I
thought
know
it was funny.
Jada was pissed.
Or he probably thought it was
if
funny.
you look back at that original one, there is a picture where Will is fucking dying and Jada's sitting there like right after the joke.
Man, I feel bad for him.
For who?
For Will.
Oh yeah, no.
For Will Smith, honestly.
She cheated on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She cheated on him, and he out here simping her.
Right. But still, damn.
I'll
Chris
never
Rock took a
forget that
smacking.
video where he just started crying as she was telling him. It's like, damn, you're a real one, dude. Damn. That sucks. Do you see the picture yet that I was talking about?
What picture?
Well, not the picture, but the frame. Go right before that. Right before that.
Yeah, she was smiling and she was like,
How he was smiling and she wasn't.
right here. This one? Let's get a second
Wait.
from right here.
Pause it. Get ready, dude. See? You see what I said? See?
Yeah.
I don't think Will was very mad. I do think Jada was pissed.
I think he got mad after he saw her reaction.
It was like, oh, I don't want her cheating
He's
again.
like, ah, damn, now I gotta do something.
His slap was hard as shit, too. Will
Yeah.
actually meant that.
Right.
But he looked, he smiled like, and then looked, and just walked to Milwaukee.
He's probably walking up to him like, sorry, man, I gotta do this. He's like, I gotta do this, man. He's like,
Then when he gets back to the seat, that's when he's like,
It's like that episode
Serious,
of Family Guy where Bonnie and Lewis were yelling, so then Peter and what's his face, Joe come around and they both got the clippers to cut off the power. They're like, hey, and he goes, hey, and they just keep going to turn off the electricity.
it's funny.
damn, that's crazy. That happened like an hour ago.
Yeah, and my sister just texted me about it because she was probably watching it, and that's why I brought it up,
That's
because it
crazy.
probably happened as we were literally recording this.
Yeah.
Are they watching him? Guessing?
Yeah.
Okay. What is this?
I don't know.
What?
With
What is that?
the show, I guess.
The award
Yeah.
ceremony? Grammys or some shit? I don't fucking know. I don't watch any
Keep
of
my
that.
wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Damn, I didn't expect that shit. But I guess you guys want to wrap this up now.
Yeah, we could wrap this up, honestly.
Alright.
Yes.
Well, this was Ramblings in the Basement. Thank you for tuning in with us.
Yes.
This is Ivan, or Ivancito.
Yes.
Bro,
Theory.
No.
Alright, logging off.